Hello, it's Monica from EDUC. Let's create photorealistic visualization with V-Ray for SketchUp. This is our file. This is very small building, a room, and here we have some furniture, painting, wall, floor, and today we will create a visualization of the interior. But firstly, let's talk about this file, about the structure, about the tags. On the right side, we have tags. Let's expand this window. And as we can notice, this project, this model is divided into many tags. We have window tags, wall, slab, painting, floor, coffee table, and armchair. So remember, when you are creating a model, you need to use tags to have control over your model. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I will create a proper attractive view for this visualization. We can do this in two ways. First way is to come a little bit closer and try to find the best view. The second option is to use sections. I think that the second option is much easier. To do this, I right click over here at the top bar and choose section. It's over here. So again, I click on it and choose section. A section bar has appeared, and here we have four icons. The most important one is section plane. This icon is also on the left side, somewhere here. It is here. So I click on the section plane. I will choose this plane. I would like to cut the wall in this place. I click once and click OK. Then I select the section plane and move it to the right. Okay, great. And now it will be much easier to set up the view. But before I do that, let's check these icons. Display section planes. We can turn it off. Here we have display section cuts. It should be turned on. And here we have display section fill. In this case, it doesn't matter. So I can turn it on or off. Okay. Let's come a little bit closer. And now I should go to Asset Editor. So we need V-Ray icons. I have them over here. If you can see them, just right click at the top bar and check V-Ray for SketchUp, V-Ray Lights, V-Ray Objects, and V-Ray Utilities. I will check V-Ray Objects and place it somewhere here. Great. And the most important icon is here, Asset Editor. Here we can find all the settings about materials, render, lighting, and even more. So firstly, I go to Settings, and the most important thing before setting up the scene, I need to change render output. So I expand this window. Remember to turn on Save Frame. Thanks to this, we can notice a region of the render. These dark areas will not be visible on the render. And here we can change the aspect ratio. For now, we have a horizontal ratio, 16:9. And I think that it doesn't look attractive. We have empty wall on the left side. We have window on the right side. This visualization, this view will not be attractive. I will change aspect ratio to 1:1. Let's try to find the best view. I will check field of view. I go to camera and choose field of view. For now, I have 44 degrees. Mostly, I set field of view between 40 and 60 degrees. So let's see that if I set field of view to 110, it looks very weird. This is the same with field of view 10. The visualization is very flat. So I will try something around 50. Mostly I use this value, and then I come a little closer. Then I go to the camera, choose 2-point perspective to have parallel vertical lines, and I think that looks Great. Okay, I will leave it like that. I will set up the first scene. I go to the scenes on the right side and click plus icon. It's done. Then I go to the asset editor and I will change the image width and height. This is a resolution. I think that even for preview renders, 450, this is too low value. I will change this resolution to 1000. And these preview renders will be more detailed. Okay, let's go to the engines. I will choose RTX because I have a RTX graphic card. If I click on these three dots, we can check what graphic card in our computer. Then I will turn on progressive render. I turn this option for preview renders. Now we need to focus on preview renders. At the end, we will set final render. Then quality, low, plus, or medium is fine. Then I turn on denoiser. I always choose V-Ray denoiser. And that's all. Before I start to set up the lights, we need to remember that if we set up a view and create section plane, we need to go to Geometry tab, go to Section Plane, and go to Options, and turn on Camera Rays Only, and turn off Affect Lights. Thanks to it, our light will not go through this gap in the wall. So we'll have realistic situation that natural light will go through window only. Remember to check Camera Rays Only and uncheck Affect Lights. Okay, let's check our render. I click on this teapot icon, render in V-Ray, and this is our visualization. Let's turn on history. I go to Options, V-Ray Frame Buffer Settings, go to History tab. I check Enabled, use Project Path, and choose Autosave. And that's all. I save and close, and on the left side, you will have a history of the renders. I can click plus over here, and our first render is visible on the left side. Now it's time to set up the lights. To do this, we need HDRI map for a dome light. So let's go to the folder with textures and models. And here I have HDRI map. I will remind you, great website with free HDRI maps. This website is polyhaven.com, and this is my HDRI map. We can download it. I go to Polyhaven. Let's see that here we have HDRI maps, textures, and models. All of them are free. And on the left side, we have categories. There are more than 700 free HDRI maps. So feel free to use these maps. And today I will use this HDRI map in the dome light. So I will create a dome light. I click on this icon. In the V-Ray Lights toolbar, I have dome light. I click on it and place it over here. Okay, great. And then in the lights tab in this place, we have a new position, dome light. And in the dome light, I will upload HDRI map from the folder. So I click on the texture slot, click on the folder, and then choose HDRI map. Double click, and that's all. Remember to increase intensity, for example, to 100. When we are creating interiors, high intensity of HDRI map is necessary. So 100 is fine. Okay, so we can check our visualization. I can click over here and I will have a progressive render, or I can turn on interactive render. So this is live render, lifetime preview. So I click on interactive render and wait a second. And this is my scene. And now I can go to light. Here I have dome light, and I can change the properties of the dome light. But before I do that, I will turn on material override option in the render settings. Thanks to this, all the materials will be white. And thanks to it will be much easier to set up the lights correctly. I go to the Lights tab, dome light and click on the HDRI map here. And I have texture placement option. And here I can rotate HDRI map and we'll notice that the lighting will be changed. Let's take a look. Oh, now it's much brighter. Okay. I think that this effect is very nice. Natural light go through a window on the right side. This is great. Additionally, I will turn on sunlight. It's turned on, but it's not visible on our visualization because probably our sunlight is somewhere there on the left side. We don't have window here. That's why we are not able to see sunlight in the scene. So I will turn on custom orientation in sunlight properties and change the location of the sunlight. I will change vertical angle and now I can change horizontal orientation. And now we can notice sunlight. And let's check it. Let's find the best option. Okay, I think that this looks great when the sun is visible. We have great shadows. I think that these shadows are too sharp. That's why I go to Color and Intensity tab and change Size Multiplier to 20. Thanks to this, the shadows are not very sharp anymore. And this is our render. I think that it looks great. We have dome light. This is our natural light and sunlight. Sometimes I use dome light only, but I think that in this case, sunlight looks great. So I will use this as well. Okay, let's add additional lights. I will use additional rectangle lights on the right side and on the left side because I would like to have more contrast in the scene. Let's see that when we are creating a professional photo shoot of the interior, we also use additional lights from the right side, left side. So I will do the same on this visualization. So except for natural light, sunlight, I will use additional rectangle lights, which will be very helpful. I think that they are not necessary, but they will be helpful. Our visualization will be improved. So I click on the rectangle light over here. I place it here. Okay, now I need to rotate. I will scale it a little bit. I will go to Camera, Standard View Stop, Camera and Parallel Projections. We have 2D view. In the tags, I will turn off Slap. I think it looks great. And I will do the same and create additional rectangle light over here. On the left side, the intensity of this light will be very low. I need a subtle light. Okay, again, camera, top view. Okay, I think that it looks great. I will leave it like that. Maybe I will lower it. Yeah. And that's all. Then I go to the Asset Editor, to the Lights tab, and here I have rectangle lights. I will change this light to invisible because I don't want to see the plane of a rectangle light. So again, I check first and second light as invisible. And then I think that's all. And we can go back to the render. But before I do that, I would like to have more control over the lights. That's why I go to the Render Elements and choose Light Mix. Thanks to this, I will have light in post-production. So I turn off render and again I turn it on. This time it will be progressive render, not interactive one. Okay, and then on the right side we can expand this tab. Here we have a new layer, Light Mix, because we have turned on Light Mix render elements and now we have more control over our lights. I have dome light, which I can turn on and off. I have sunlight over here, and I have additional rectangle lights. and the second rectangle lights on the left side. Let's see that I can decrease the intensity of the dome light. I think that sunlight is fine. Unfortunately, rectangle lights are not very visible, especially this one on the right side, so I will change one option in the rectangle lights. I will turn on interactive render because I would like to show you the difference when I'm changing one option. I go to the rectangle light on the right side. I will change the name. And here I have a directionality option. I will increase it. And now our light is more focused on one area and it will be stronger. So I will change the value, for example, to 0.8. And let's see that now it looks much better. But I click on this icon, lock camera orientation. Thanks to this, I will have visualization visible over here, and I will change the placement of this rectangle light because I would like to have more light over here on the coffee table, of the armchair. Let's find out. Okay, and looks great. I think that this additional rectangle light on the right side will give us more contrast in the visualization. And on the left side, I have a very soft, subtle light. I can even decrease the intensity. I've added this light because I don't want to have black areas over here. That's why I have rectangle light on the left side and this area is brighter. And I think that it looks great. And this is our lighting in the scene. Later, again, we'll change the intensity of these lights. We can also change the color if we want. I think that this time is not necessary. And this is our scene with the lights.